so bear with me. But I truly began my teaching career when I was 5 years old. I came home from school every day after kindergarten, and I began class in my playroom with my dolls and my stuffed animals. And we read Dick and Jane books, and we learned about shapes, and we learned about math, and we sang. And whatever I learned in school, I came home, and that's what my dolls learned for the day. Pablo Picasso said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." I hope that my gift is teaching others. I want to first thank my parents, both of which have been gone since I was a kid. Not many first graders would think that a rectangular green school eraser would be the best gift that they ever got for Christmas, but that's the very gift I got from my dad. And it gave me more confidence and told me that anything is possible. My dad knew that I was a perfectionist, and I needed this reminder that mistakes are just a step in the process. He died a few months later, but that eraser has been with me my whole life, and it has gone through every test with me and has done everything with me, and it will stay by my side forever. My mother taught me to believe in myself and perseverance, and to accept what you earn, especially when it isn't your best work. I once tried to complain about only earning a red ribbon at 4-H on a ceramics project. However, she pulled me aside from my friends and had me look at my project again and asked me, "Does this project look like it deserved anything higher than a red ribbon?" And I had to admit, it didn't. I had accidentally used a dirty brush when I glazed it, and then left streaks on it when it fired. I didn't bother to redo the project, and it was a great lesson in honest, constructive criticism, which I hope to bring to my students. After my mother passed away, I lived with the most wonderful people ever, my aunt and uncle, my Aunt Debbie, Uncle Phil, and during that time with them, I moved around a lot. And it was through that moving that I was exposed to some of the best experiences of my life, and it led me to become a choir director. And it was my junior year choir director, Betty Rowe, who became my inspiration, aspiration, and later my colleague and my friend. I will never forget that day in August when I was registering for school in the Woodlands, and I had to audition for Ms. Rowe. I'd already been a 2-year all-state choir member in North Dakota, so I felt pretty confident about my audition. Then she asked me to sight read, something I'd never done before in choir. And as I think back, I'm pretty sure that my sight reading was not very good. Her response was, "I'll put you in the varsity mixed choir, but if you don't get your sight reading skills up after 3 weeks, you won't stay." That was all the motivation I needed. I went home, I sang to the Do-Re-Mi song, I was practicing the hand signs from the chart she gave me, I was doing it all. I ended up being section leader that year. And now, sight reading is my strongest asset in music. From that moment on, I wanted to be Betty Rowe. I'm still trying to reach that point, but I wanted to be Betty Rowe from that moment on. I need to thank my children, Max and Shelby. They've had to sacrifice everything as being a teacher's kid, as all of you know with your own children. For many years, I was a single parent, and they had to deal with me being gone many evenings and many Saturdays with my choir kids and my choir family. Then they had to deal with the peer pressure of being my student for 3 years in my programs, and Max even had me in 2nd grade as well at Mountain View. My children have been a gift to me, and I love them dearly. My husband, Stephen, also knows the sacrifice. He is another choir director, so at least he understands what goes on every day. But this year, he's had to sacrifice a lot of time in this process as well. I love you. Thank you so much for everything. I have the privilege of working with some of the most amazing people I know. The entire staff and administration at Union Grove is the absolute best. I'm sorry, you might think yours is, but you're all wrong. I work with the very best people there are, I promise you. There's a group of us teachers that have been there since it opened, and they are more than colleagues to me. They are my family. We are friends and family, and not only do we socialize together, but I can't tell you how many times we've had a PLC at the pool. And I've gotten great themes for concerts at the pool with my friends. And those ideas and those moments have been everything. Ladies, thank you so very much for everything. In the 11 years I've been at Union Grove, I've had the 3 best principals I've ever worked with in my entire career. Mr. Ronald Gray was a man of compassion and no nonsense. He taught us all how to support students in and out of the classroom. He's a great man and he's greatly missed. Dr. Robin Champagne has a great way of pushing you to think outside the box to find success in your classroom. And her common sense and her supportive nature built me up to new levels of confidence as a teacher. And of course, Mrs. Dogma Harris, she's my biggest cheerleader. And she supports all of the ways that I want to grow my program. Even the crazy ideas that I come up with, she's willing to sit there and say, do it, which I love her for that. Thank you all. It's the educators in this room, though, that I'm honored to be among. And I've enjoyed so much getting to know you as we've been standing in lines here and at the new teacher induction. These are some wonderful people. Some of them are even parents of mine that I've worked with through the years, and parents of mine and others that I've worked with, and I know how amazing you are. You're incredible. I am humbled, Cindy. I am humbled to be a part of this group, just like Cindy said. We're here because we believe in children. We're here because we believe in the process, and we're here because we were called to be a teacher. This has been such an emotional, soul-searching journey as I've learned more about myself and my convictions of education. Steve Jobs once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." I love what I do. I love my students. I believe in them all. I love seeing that look of accomplishment on their faces and that awe on their faces when they learn something new, when they grow as musicians, when they make music as a group. And I'm always proud to say that I had the privilege of teaching each child in my class. I am the one that's been blessed by them. Thank you so much.